Hello and welcome to a survivability race here at Mount Panorama. As I managed to get into the top lobby here on our North American server, and you'll notice Scott Chegg, Super GT, applying intimidation and pressure from behind. We'll try not to embarrass ourselves in front of his viewers as we make it through on this race today. First, we're not going to try to crash into any walls, as it's very devastating in these hilly parts, but coming into the first sectors here, we managed to keep up with the guys, as no one's really going to make a mistake. We're going to get a good braking line here, and the key is if you can get an accelerator here quickly, you can have a great exit into the next couple corners. This corner you kind of just want to coast through and then floor it. As you can see, a little bit of contact up ahead, but no spinning, no crashing. This corner here, we're gonna end up coasting through and sticking right to the edge of the wall. Get real close and clip it there sometimes, but coming into the S's, this is where it's gonna get tricky through today. For now, it survived, and so did everybody else. As we head into the Dipper, we're going to make a slight mistake. We're gonna go a little bit wide, but we can get that one right later into the race. We can definitely get some better exit speed. Looks like we've gained up to 2 seconds behind us, and it looks like someone is serving a penalty up ahead. So that's going to be another position gain. But this wouldn't be a first lap review without some crashing. So as we come down into the final sector here, we're going to manage to catch up to a bunch of them, as they all forgot maybe cold tires or about the exit. And we're going to see somebody get taken out, crashed off up ahead, and we're going to gain another position. 5 seconds for the guy ahead of me, and that's going to give us 3 positions on 1 lap. Now, with this 5-second penalty, we are going to make a decision. Getting a little bit of drafting by Leo. I think it would actually be smarter to bump draft him, as we're not going to then get stuck behind a guy who has a penalty. So I slam into the back of Leo, giving him a great speed boost. We're going to take the inside here. Nothing too fancy. Let's see if we can keep it coming into the corner up ahead. And it looks like I will get a great exit, catching up to Leo and dropping some distance from Chick behind. Then we're going to gain a position as we got somebody who spins out, like I said, on lap 1. Surprisingly, nobody crashed there, but lap 2 somebody did. Lap 3 begins interesting as Fernando unfortunately loses it, but as he recovers, Leo gets caught in the thick of things as they both get taken out.
Well, okay. I'll take that.
And now at this moment, I'm realizing it's Super GT that's Scott Chegg.
I was wondering if that was him.
Thanks, Shawzy. No pressure now. Now, finishing lap 3, I end up having a nice close race with John as we see Canadian Ramster heading into the pits. This is where we end up meeting with Scott Chegg, as he's going to get behind me when I lose the position to John as he takes the inside at the beginning of lap 4. Alright, let's get some slipstream. So getting into the back of John, I'm thinking, alright, we got 2 options. I either bump draft the guy ahead of me, or I try to take the outside. So I take the outside. In this process, I kind of hold the position, and then I end up slipping. And then Super GT yells, "See ya!"
Oof.
See ya!
As he drives by me, I lose a couple positions, but now the goal is to stick with them. But unfortunately, I'm going to make some mistakes all the way down to the straight, coming through the curvy, hilly parts here. First, surviving and coasting. Survive there, no problem. It's going to be really, when we come down into the S's, is where a lot of our difficulty is going to be. Coming in, looking like we can catch up as we come into the braking zone here. But then I accidentally accelerate too hard coming out. Almost lose it into the wall. But unfortunately, I'm going to carry this mistake into the dipper and have a terrible exit here. And I just got dropped hard. And I'm going to be trailing almost 2 seconds. Returning to the S's on a lap 5 proves difficult again for me as I kind of screw up my braking and we don't hit the wall. So I'll take that as a win. But we're going to gain a position. We're going to get a good exit coming out of the dipper. As you can see, I'm still a little bit within grasp of the 3 ahead of me. And then we're going to pass a Super GT as it looks like he's lost it? Alright, so he's going to be obviously behind me for a little bit of the race, as you'll see I discuss while I'm pitting.
You think he'll pit? Or you think he'll go? He might get, he's pitting, okay. No pressure, he's just going to be behind me the entire time.
Now, coming out of the pit, we meet Hawco, who looked like he actually held it back at the start. He's coming from the back, so he's quick. He's going to pass me. I'm going to slip into his slipstream, and I'm going to really try to focus here as I've got Super GT and Hawco sandwiched above and behind me.
Okay. I'm going to shut up and drive as fast as I can.
Now, Hawco does make a mistake. We're going to gain a position coming onto the stretch here, so we're going to be racing each other for a little bit, it seems, which will come back on lap 7 because we managed to get a decent gap here after his mistake. Now it looks like someone's got a yellow flag here through the S's. Like I said, people are going to make mistakes, I'm going to make mistakes, and it looks to be Grove Street. 3-second penalties, so that really sucks. With Hawco applying pressure from behind. Now, we're going to get through the straight here, of course getting position on Grove Street. But that's not going to be without a weird driving incident. I don't know if Hawco was distracted or if he thought I was going to do something different here, but sticking to the inside, I'm looking to defend. Coming into the braking zone, though, he kind of goes a bit straighter than I think he expected. I don't know if I cut his apex angle or something, but managed to gain a position there.
Was that on me? I don't think so. He didn't touch. He late braked.
Now coming in again into the S's, another yellow flag, so we're going to gain something here.
You think the guy ahead's got a penalty or no?
Going to give us 8th position as we look to cut onto the inside. And then an interesting scenario where I look to take the apex, I get clipped a little bit. I make the conscious decision to drive across the grass, thinking I won't get a penalty, and I think that worked out.
Dirty tires. Alright, I gotta drive like I stole this.
And onward to the final lap of the race. Let's see if we can survive to the end here. Getting onto the straight. One last go. Now, Grove Street does catch up to me. He's about a half second behind me, but I managed to get a great exit coming into the hilly section on this course. And I just eke out get enough of a gap to hold it all the way to the finish. Just make sure I don't clip any walls here. Get hairy real quick. It looks like I gained quite a bit through that sector. And now, as long as I don't make a mistake through the S's, which we don't, which looks good. Just be careful. Hopefully no penalty there. And it looks like Grove slipped a tiny bit. Now the Big Dipper. Let's try to get a good exit here, which we do. That was probably the best exit we've gotten all race.
Very nice.
Which definitely shows practice is paying
see a couple ahead, but we're not going to get them. Tonic must be on his phone.
Well, unless they start battling and making some mistakes, anything's possible, right? Let's just focus on the last corner here. Brando looks to have regained his position behind me. But coming down to the finishing line, I got a yellow flag, and it looks like we got somebody going in reverse.
He's reversing.
Got no brakes, manages to finish behind me, unfortunately with the 2-second penalty. That was a good ending. On that finish, 7th was a good result in this fast lobby where you got Super GT, Hawco, Grove Street, Fernando, all racing, and I managed to survive, get less penalties, and not die in the walls. And I think on that finish, like, comment, or subscribe. Let me know what your thoughts were on the race. And until next time, everybody stay safe on the track.